Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also the Brink, and we are one community. Today is a very exciting day indeed to talk about the shelling of your Steam Deck. And no, not a World War II shell that would destroy a tank. No, it's a shell that goes around your Steam Deck. You take out the other shell, it molts, it molts its shell, the Steam Deck, naturally, and then you adhere its new shell, whether it be, there's multiple colors. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what we want to do. We want to see how we can do it and all that stuff. You started your morning early. Andre, what are you talking about my morning? Did I say this is my morning? Did I put the wrong thumbnail in? Who knows? I never know. So, did I put the wrong thumbnail in? Oh my God. Now you got me all concerned now, Andre. Okay, we're going to check that out real quick. And then we're going to get into the whole thing. Before we do that, though, I do have a little promotional item here. If you want to get yourself a good charger, an Anchor charger right here, is right here. Okay, thank you. I thought, because I could have accidentally uploaded it. So that is an Anchor charger. The URL I just put in, you can save, if you're a Prime member, you can save an additional 15% off it. It's a good 100-watt USB-C charger, and honestly, it's I think it's a really good replacement for the Steam Deck's charger. So we probably should do something like revisit a bunch of topics I did last year and like upgrade them, shouldn't we, huh, Andre? How are you doing, Andre? This fine morning of Thursday. Okay, it's not. Don't mind me. Don't see what I'm drinking. Let me see here. So we got, just double checking a couple things. Andre, you can't go to bed when it's morning time. Let's see here. Streaming. React. There we go. Okay, so Wolf isn't here, but Wolf is looking at beds and stuff for her new place. Got me thinking. I know this is super off topic. I don't normally go off topic like this on this type of podcast, but I got to get this itch out of my system. If I was single again and looking bedroom wise or whatever, if I'd want like an okay sized bedroom. That's not, because I'd get a pod. I'd put a pod in half of it. The other half would be for storage, et cetera, et cetera. I totally would go the pod life, like a Japanese pod. Something like this. Double bunks, rent one of them out. Whatever. I know this is a crazy topic to start this whole thing off. Once we get more people jumping into chat, which, do we have people coming in? I know I started the stream started the stream slightly early, but I didn't schedule it until it was a little later. So let's actually double check that. Okay, so we have 3 people in. Cool. Just making sure. Yeah. So we're going to have to wait for people to pop on in. So while we're waiting for people, this is a great starter topic. I probably should have starter topics for all these. The pod. I think Wolf needs to get this pod. I don't even think Wolf is here. Let me make sure she pops on in. Because it's so efficient for room. So you could slap one of these in your bedroom, and then you sleep in the bed. It has a mirror. It has the lighting. I don't know if I'd get this one, actually. Now I'm looking at it more. Really fancy ones essentially this might as well be a freaking room. Let's be honest. This one's not what I was expecting, but I'd even potentially do something like this and have like a nice living area. How big are you, Andre? You could get like a plus-sized pod it would be more incentive for me to work out more too. See, I wouldn't get something like this. It feels a little too messy. But I like the concept of the pod. I guess for sleeping for this, and if you had to sleep a lot of people, that's not too bad. It's a little dystopian in some ways. This a little cleaner, but I'd get a pod for my room, and I gotta see. Like, they've got to have some with TVs built in, right? This one's kind of cool. It's almost like the idea of a tiny house, but it's a step below a tiny house. Yes, those Japanese ones are pretty small. In fact, the next time I go to Japan, I want to stay in one so bad. So, let's see here. I bet you half these pods are Japanese. Okay, so see something like this, maybe a little bit. Got your mirror, pillow, place to not hurt your head, I guess, or lean against. I have no clue. Is this an emergency, like, fire extinguisher? Speaker system, I guess. A lockbox. So this is definitely a sleeper pod in Japan, most likely. Then they usually have a TV on one side. I'd get a big enough TV to where I can lay down, enjoy. I'd have it's such a way that it could recline up, be a couch or something along those lines. Just kind of utilize your space the best. I'm an engineer. I like to optimize things to be the best they can. Yeah. So that got me thinking that Wolf would be perfect for one of these. Andre, do they have train beds in Canada? I've never been on an overnight train in America. In Russia, all the time. All the time in Russia. Yeah. I'm going to do story times. I'm going to do a lot. I need to write down all the stories, or a big chunk of stories. I'm going to start doing story times once a week on the Brink. Probably waking up with the Brink. Waking up with the Brink, that show / whatever that stream is going to be a very often thing, and have different topics each time, or a couple topics that I'll cover a week. Okay, so wow, they have, what is this? You can buy it. $15,000? Dude, it's the original sleep pod. Japan wasn't even original? Oh my God. It's not the original. It's like a fancy one. It's like the Vatican. It's like, do you want to feel like you're living at the Vatican, but not to be at the Vatican? Here's the pod for you. Oh, no, it says antique. Yeah, look at that. Damn. Well, there you go, Wolf. I know you're not watching right now. I think Wolf's taking care of some, apartment stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we've given enough people to jump in. I think this is going to be a very small stream today, apparently. So that's fine. Condo stuff. Yes, she's taking care of condo stuff. So we have a couple of topics we're going to be. In fact, actually, let's make sure. Yeah, we'll get there. No, I'm thinking of it. So first up is PC Game crosses 90,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And this topic is an interesting one. It means both Steam is getting more popular every year. It's a growing platform. As the Earth gets more populated, more people. As we grow out of the older cycle, more gamers are available. And even as older gamers will start to die off, their accounts will still be there technically. So we should always be seeing growth. So I'm sure this is going to grow from 90,000 to 100 to 120. Other games will pass it. But this is still an interesting concept. And 90,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews is really good. Now, what game is this? What game indeed is this, Andre? What game would you expect this to be? Did I set this for 8 a.m. or something? I swear. This is a very low amount of people on. That's okay, though. I just want to make sure I didn't screw something up. So the game is Black Mesa. Black Mesa is the remake of Half-Life 1, and it's done by a different studio that was acquired by Valve, Crowbar Collective, and it is really good. If you've not seen anything, oh yeah, and look, they even promoted it, which is awesome. In fact, let's click into that and let us share this. Yeah. Ooh, I do want that. The science team. That sounds awesome. Okay, sorry. Nerding out a little bit. I'm a big Half-Life fan. Thus, I feel like we have to cover Half-Life every time in this show. So, this is big news for Steam. It means it's growing. Black Mesa is great. It works good on the Steam Deck. Honestly, I recommend anyone play it anywhere. Like, Black Mesa plays good in most places. The next time, and we're going to kind of go through our topics a little quickly today, especially since there's not a lot of people in chat. I am not going to go too crazy about this. Not a lot of people to talk about. This is Let's Chat. Usually I chat in between all these things. So, Andre, I know you're going to bed soon. If you have anything you want to talk about with these, if anyone's watching this that wants to bring something up, let me know, and I will chat with you about it in chat. And it's right here. Okay. If you have a gigabyte motherboard, your PC might stealthily download malware. This is an interesting one. Yet another motherboard manufacturer seems to be in trouble, or rather, the people who own those motherboards might be according. Well, yeah, no, this Black Mesa is not a new game. The concept of it hitting 90,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews is new, is what I'm talking about. It's a big milestone and shows how many people love this game. And 90,000 is really good, obviously, since it's a milestone. Okay, so, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry if it came off that I was trying to talk about it being new. It is not. Yeah, so gigabyte boards might be vulnerable to dangerous cyber attacks. If you want to be extra safe, there are a couple of things you can do to protect your PC. This is from Digital Trends. According to a report republished by security, in fact, I am so sorry. We'll zoom this in. Published by security company Eclipsium, many gigabyte motherboards are at risk. Eclipsium published a full list of these models that are affected by the vulnerability, and that the list alone encompasses over 270 different entries. That means that if you own a gigabyte board, chances are they are affected by this too. Both AMD and Intel platforms might be compromised. To give you a quick recap on what's going on, Eclipsium has found a vulnerability within the firmware of those gigabyte motherboards. Gigabyte's own software automatically updates this firmware without further prompts, and because of that, it opens the door to potential attacks. The risk is huge, but individual users are less in danger than organizations that run multiple computers equipped with gigabyte boards. I guess places that are more susceptible to being hacked, and they know that they could get a hold of a lot of different gigabyte computers on the same network, like a LAN center and stuff like that, would probably be super susceptible to something like this. Without prompting and bypassing what the user wants or does, if they hack in and able to apply the firmware, they can essentially, with firmware, own your computer. A motherboard firmware is very, very vital. A lot of stuff they can do once they've got their hooks into the firmware. So how to protect yourself? Gigabyte is working on the Eclipsium in order to fix the issue. The company released an official statement saying that its engineers have been already addressed the potential risk in the latest beta version of the BIOS. This means that the owners of the Intel 700 and 600 or AMD 500 and 400 boards could go ahead and download the update and stay safe. But using a beta version of the BIOS comes with some risks of its own. It depends on what if it's just a confirmation window for the firmware upgrades, there shouldn't be too many concerns with that. So yeah, if you own a gigabyte board, honestly, if you own any motherboard, I would keep an eye out for firmware upgrades. All you have to type in is your motherboard model, make, and firmware download, and you can find it. A lot of firmwares are typically pretty easy. Some even have it built in to where you can go into the BIOS and upgrade your firmware from there. So this is, I think, really smart, as there have been a couple of hacks in the past that have happened that seriously compromise some people's computers when it comes to firmware on the motherboard. So that's why I want to kind of bring that up. And also, thanks for Wolf. She did a lot of research into a lot of these topics. So you can either thank her or blame her for today's topics. Next up is the GBD G1. It's a pocket-friendly external GPU for your laptop. The Radeon graphics card inside works with the USB 4 or Thunderbolt, giving any recent laptop a GPU power-up. I think it also works with the GBD WinMax 2 Oculink, I believe, right? I could be wrong about that, but yeah, I mean, even the small GBD Win 4 has the capabilities of using this thing. Now, this thing is like a hub / graphics card built all in one. I actually really like the concept of this one as a more portable graphics card hub system. If I'm doing a true desktop replacement, I want it to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more coolant, and a more powerful GPU. The Radeon 7600M, which is in this, is going to make it more powerful. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be the most powerful chip on the market for this. Not necessarily a bad thing. Let's just say that, because when you get into the higher end graphics cards, the USB 4 even, latency and other stuff that goes into that makes it so that it's just not worth it. Like, your return on performance, the higher you go, is less. Unless you're really rich, then yeah, you can go for the most expensive eGPU and you'll get a little bit boost over maybe the mid-tier cards, but it's usually best performance to price to just go with a mid-tier like they have here, the 7600. It is the M though, that's why it's so small. It's nice, it's dedicated. It is going to be more powerful than the GBD WinMax 2 2022 or 2023's GPU. And I actually got done recording a video on my GBD WinMax 2. I'm going to be doing a 2022 and also introduce some 2023 stuff. I don't have a 2023, but I'm going to be finishing up that review and finally getting something out on that, because I have not done it. I've had it for 6 months, but that's my whole take on the whole thing, is that I've been using it for a very long time. And it seems like this model, the GBD WinMax 2, is going to be something that is going to exist for a very long time. Let me see. I did something wrong. Hold on. I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm just making sure people know about this, because this is feeling, I know sometimes YouTube's had issues with this type of stuff, but it's feeling very dead today. Okay, so GBD, yes, we got the GBD Pocket Mini laptop, blah, 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 all that stuff. What's up, Cascoder? I don't know if people got the notification for this. Just talking about the GBD Win, just the GBD eGPU. So GBD is a familiar name for anyone who loves to tinker with teeny gaming machines. The Shenzhen-based company made its name on emulation-friendly devices like the Android-based GBD XD before moving into Windows-based designs like the GBD Pocket Mini laptop. GBD is one of those companies where I'm not the biggest fan of the company itself or the company. Hey, oh my gosh, Vine Smash. I know, I'm streaming a lot. So the Brink channel, I'll stream a lot of games there, and a lot of, like, I have morning show that I'll do. Today's morning show, I did researching stuff for tonight. I'm still going to be continuing to do this on Games Revealed. On Games Revealed, it's going to be podcasts or try to be more formal. I do have some guests lined up, so there's that. This stream could even turn into more of a guest-based talk about news, cool stuff, and everything. So we're gonna keep it like this because it's what I typically do. But yes, what's up, Cascoder? What's up, Vine Smash? What's up, Catlin and Chad? How are you guys doing, Cat? That is. I am doing good. I'm gonna finish up this topic, get to another topic, and then we'll chat some more. So I'll let you guys snuggle on in there into chat. Yes, it's been a little lonely, me and Andre here, in chat at least. Other people could be watching, and that's fine. So, yeah, like I was saying, this is a very interesting device, and I'm loving that we're seeing stuff like this. Okay, so I thought this says the card works with a USB 4 or Thunderbolt, giving any recent laptop a GPU power-up. The GPU is calling it the G1, and it's like most of its other hardware, it's starting with a crowdfunding campaign. Normally, you don't cover crowd-funded projects, but GBD has proven its ability to deliver with dozens of devices. It's true, they have. It is kind of annoying that they do crowdfunding still, but GBD has proven its ability to deliver. Okay, the gadget hides an AMD Radeon RX 7600M, which is not bad. I mean, it's a mid-tier. A laptop GPU inside its sleek aluminum housing. The GBD G1 uses a dedicated eGPU port called the OcuLink, a PCI-based. Yeah, I think I said SATA. I meant PCI-based. Standard supported on the GBD Mini gaming devices and some competitors, but crucially, it also supports USB 4 and Thunderbolt 4, backwards compatible to Thunderbolt 3, which means it will work with most laptops on the market. This device right here, such a tempting device. If the Steam Deck had USB 4 and had support for eGPUs, because, I think there's also drivers and stuff that have to go into that, and you'd have to run it in Windows mode unless Valve created a feature on SteamOS for it. This would be awesome for my Steam Deck. I'd love it. Yeah, I would love this so much. It's a portable little house, and I actually really like this. I like the Asus one. It's a little bit more powerful, and I like their system a little bit more in the sense of, if I was only rolling with an ROG Ally, I would probably get that. But for the ability for this to work on everything, this is the device I like more. And it's also a hub. So you have USB-C slots, USB 3. You got a lot of different slots, and I just love the concept that this thing brings. So I just had to shout it out. The GBG1 will probably cost a lot less than the Asus 2000 starting point. Well, it's not really fair. I think they're going with a cheaper design too. So, here we go. Oh, they haven't even started yet. This is a preview. Okay, it's not live yet. So this is their campaign, the smallest graphics card expansion dock. Let's see what numbers that they have. WCB 88, you have not missed a whole lot yet. I mean, I've gone over a couple of things, but we're diving right into the GBD G1, which is the eGPU system. They're calling it the smallest graphics card expansion dock, the eGPU or the GPU dock for AMD devices, and I guess Intel too. But this thing's pretty baller. I'd love to get my hands on one. We'll see though. Yeah. It is compatible with the OcuLink, which is on the newer GBD devices, and also the USB 4. You're going to have your best experience with the OcuLink, but the USB 4 is still a pretty powerful port. It has about up to 40 gigabytes a second, I believe, of speed. The OcuLink in this case is around 68 gigabytes per second, so pretty beefy. And in this case, with the 7600, I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference. Latency-wise, the OcuLink is going to beat out the USB 4, though, I believe. And then, it comes with an SD card reader, power plug, USB 3.2 Type A, DisplayPort 1.4A. Oh, those are display ports. Interesting. I'd want to see USB-C, I'll be really honest, on the front. I'm kind of actually tired of Type A. HDMI 2.1. So that's not even, I don't even think that's the newer standard. Interesting. They must have had this in the works for a while. So if you look, let's look at if you, I want to actually see game performance. So if you're comparing it to the RX 7600 XT, and so if you're comparing the 7600M XT to an RTX 3070, you're going to see like Forza Horizon 5 going to be similar, Watch Dogs similar. Well, actually, it beats out quite a bit with Watch Dogs Cyberpunk 2077, 78 frames per second at 2K resolution. What is the graphical profiles kind of set to? I don't know, but this is pretty cool. I'll be honest, like this is what Steam Deck is missing. Steam Deck's okay, Andre, you have a good night, man. Thank you for stopping by. They need to come out with a Steam Deck 2 just to upgrade a couple of things. And I've always said this, the USB 4, it just needs to be done, I think, for connectivity and for stuff like this, because the Steam Deck is pretty baller, but if you could get a little bit extra oomph out of it with an eGPU, perfect. So, yeah, I mean, it is, like I said, like it's a dock. It has some extra things. It can make it into, it is a dock, but with a graphics card inside of it. It's funny that they have, this is like screensaver code right here. Screensaver delay. I don't know why they decided to put screensaver code in here. In fact, what is this written in? This is JavaScript. Bizarre. But yeah, that is what it is. What do you guys think? Is this something? Look at that Surface. Oh man, with my Surface, that would have been so awesome. I wish I would have kept my Surface now. Oh man, I would have totally gone around with one of these things with my Surface and a controller. What do you guys think of this? You guys, is this something you'd get if you? It's not going to work with the Steam Deck, but for anything else, laptops, whatever it is, portable device on the go, this would probably most likely add an oomph to it if you don't mind a little bit of a brick tailing around with you. Curious what you guys think in the chat. And let's see here. Yeah, I think so. If you guys do have anything to say about this, awesome. Throw it into chat. I think there was I didn't put the live stream in until last minute. This kind of sometimes happens because of it. No one got the notification until like 15 minutes in and all that. So that's a little bit on me, but we're going to be going through this and then we're going to be playing Diablo 4. So we're going to have a fun night. Ooh. Chad, Kat got me an RGB fan hub for Father's Day. Nice. That is really nice of her. That is really nice. I love seeing the love in the Games Revealed family, and I guess in your guys' case, you're just a family. Oh yeah, I wasn't going to cover these, actually. Sorry. Or this one. Or this one. Was I going to cover this one? Okay. Nintendo, I don't like this. They have this subscription service. They try to sell all these games that are easily emulated on almost every device possible, and they try to sell you through a subscription service to just milk you as much as possible. It's so off-putting. Just allow you to buy a version that is wrapped in an emulator or whatever, and just buy it off the store for like $5. You're still making money off your old games that you're not making any money off right now. And you're probably going to make a lot more than a subscription service. I personally think you're going to have a lot more people buy it. With an emulator available, I'd rather emulate these games than put a subscription down. Subscription services are fine and all, but for this type of thing, it is such a cash grab. It is disgusting. And I've said this for years. I really despise what Nintendo's doing here. Now, I do have subscription services that I've sold and stuff like that, so I don't think their subscription services are bad if it entails a subscription service. This does not. Now, the first so there's two main topics we're going to be talking about. Cyberpunk, it's a baby main topic, and the main topic of shells and like the shell casing for Steam Decks. First up, we're going to talk about this. Then we'll get through our list a little bit more. CD Projekt Red gives development update on Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. It's going to start development, and I talked about this morning, maybe a little too much. So if you were there this morning, you're more than welcome to tune me out or start preparing your comments in the comment section of the live chat. Yeah, not the comment section, live chat. I guess if you're watching this after the fact, then comment below. With this, the game will start development in 2024. I don't believe this, but it is going to be codenamed Project Orin. I don't know how they're going to call it. Are they going to call it Cyberpunk 2077 2? No, they probably won't. They'll probably call it what, 2077 8, or like if it's a sequel, like it's a time lapse sequel, where you're going to follow the main character again afterwards. Maybe something along those lines where they usually change the date. If it's not, maybe we'll see Cyberpunk Into the Void or something. I don't know. There's so many different ways to name this. I like Cyberpunk 2077. I was one of those, you could say maybe asshole. I was an opposite asshole. People hated this game. They ripped it apart. I think the people that got really harsh into it really were assholes. I'm on the other side. I was like, works on my PC. I don't know what you guys are complaining about over there. I am loving this game. That kind of asshole. I'm going to stop saying asshole. So there was the ones that like ignored everyone in the middle that were having a hard time playing it. And then they're the one, then there were the ones that were just complaining, even though they could play it. It was fine. They could wait. Yes, I don't want to be sold a buggy game, but most games do get resolved over time. Most, not all. So that is an issue. I'll get back to your guys' comments, especially you. I think you might be a little behind, Cascoder. Okay, so the Liberty. So I'm going to be playing this on the Brink channel on YouTube. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC. I'm going to be playing that once it's announced and comes out. It's been announced, but it hasn't come out, and we don't have an official date yet. So I'm waiting on that. Yeah. Oh, okay, so Cascoder, you're talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, no, return it. Like that's the thing. Like it had a return policy, you were able to return it. Awesome. I think that was due diligence. I think that was good enough. I think they got hurt enough from this title. It was a cluster F on multiple levels, right? I loved the game. I loved it since day one. I really did. I like Cyberpunk 2077 a lot. It's my kind of genre, though. I like horror. I like tech. I like sci-fi and all that. And Cyberpunk is like a melding of all that. Loved it. So to see that there's a sequel coming out, and it's not a dead IP, because I was a little afraid that the IP was going to die just because how much people hated it for just what it was. I'm glad that we got something coming out of it. So what does this mean? It means that since they have the world settled, since they have the engine probably more in a better place, I don't think maybe they would choose to make Cyberpunk 2077 sequel in a different engine. I don't think so. I think everything's set in stone. So to make a second one, a sequel, will be much easier. And I'm very excited to see what they can do, since a lot of it's kind of been fixed. What I want to see is more cities. There's one city and one like the outer skirts of the city. I'd love to be able to see maybe a tri-state area or tri-city area, maybe something where I can go or maybe go to 2-3 major locations in the world. I definitely don't want to be in Liberty City. I want to see what other places in the world look like. And so that is what I want. I'd love to see it. Wolf, you need to watch the beginning of the stream. I talked about the pod that you need to get for your bedroom. It was just me and Andre talking about how you need to get a pod for your room. And you'd fit really well in it. Yeah, so let's see here. Oh yeah, we don't need to see that. Yeah, let's not worry about it. I was going to click into that. So, Cyberpunk 2077, I will be playing this again. Is anyone here like a fan of it? It's a fun game. It really is. Very dystopian. Utopian, dystopian, like a mixture. Because it's not a full-on like apocalyptic world, but like holy hell is it like scary. But the other parts of it is fun. The modifications get a little like, I wouldn't want to modify my way out of that, but I guess we could. Let's look at the chat real quick. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. That Cat Smith for you. I've slept in 30 cm wide bed, approximately 12 inches. It was only a foam mattress and it was folded like a hot dog bun, and I was like a hot dog while sleeping in it. I mean, the sleeping bag, that's kind of how a sleeping bag is too. Chad, baby is better, holding drink and food down. Awesome. Glad to hear that the baby is feeling better. Cascoder looked at the eGPU doc from the GBD. I'm worried that only the two mentioned cards are both 8 gigabytes in the world that needs 16 gigabytes more commonly. Yeah, I did not see that. That is very, very worrying. It is an M. I wonder if it's able to share additional RAM. That'd be very inefficient, actually. This shouldn't be able to share RAM with the motherboard. So, yeah, 8 gigs. It's honestly, in today's world, everyone's kind of screwed us over. We need 16 gigs. Hardware manufacturers aren't giving it to us. Devs aren't willing to optimize. So, yeah, 8 gigs is definitely worrisome. I don't think I would get the G1, so the GBD G1, that eGPU we were talking about earlier. I wouldn't recommend getting the first iteration of it. Unless you really are just like to have the money and like trying things out, like me. I like trying things out. I just don't think I'd recommend it for most people. Wolf, hey, sorry, I was looking at bidding and all kinds of stuff for the new house. Oh yeah, no problem. I bet it's really exciting to get out of the place you're at. So I totally understand. Chad, I think Cyberpunk looks dope. Haven't had the chance to play it yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty dope. Maybe when I go to play the DLC, well, I'm going to play the original game, then the DLC when the DLC comes out, or right before the DLC comes out. Maybe we could do a little game club. People can play it that month. So that would be kind of fun to have a game club where people can play games. Like we can all play games and kind of talk about it in the chat while I'm playing it. It'd be kind of a fun one. Siddhanth, do you think APUs are going to be the future of gaming? I actually do think they will be eventually the future. I think we'll see though. Like dedicated cards, like you can see how big they are. If you want to continue, I guess it depends on the purchasers, the customers. If more people are looking for portability and to upgrade, like let's say, there's a good chance we could pivot in the next 4 or 5 years to where we buy smaller devices that go right here, and then we have docks like this, the GBD G1's dock that plugs in and then boosts up the GPU performance. Don't know if they'll do anything CPU-wise anytime soon. I could see it going that route. So APUs would be like the lifeblood of our devices, but then we'd have additional devices to help boost it up. Like APUs are pretty baller these days. Unless you're a professional in the sense of game development, software development, designers, media people, there's a lot of pieces that would require us to need more, just all around, just always a beefier PC. I think anyone else, I think it'd be smart to go the APU route, especially as they're getting better. So I think it will be at one point. Oh, you're okay, Wolf. As long as you're here and enjoying life. Yeah, so there we go. We should do a game club with Cyberpunk 2077, though, just to wrap that up. This is a little outside the realm of what we were talking about, but I do still want to cover it a little bit. Amazon is reportedly trying to offer Prime subscribers free cell phone service. They are going to be doing, they're in talks right now. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T to potentially be the backers, I believe. So, negotiating right here. The company is talking with multiple US-based carriers about offering cheap, around $10. I think there's even free, right? Trying to offer free cell phone service. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, this, like I talked about this morning, would decimate their current user base, I think. Because, like, at least half of the people in America that are of an age to buy stuff have Prime. Now, what it will do probably is give maybe the one person, the owner of the account, a free phone, and then you can upgrade or add additional people for a discounted price. This would probably hurt Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile, though. So we'll see how they negotiate it, and there's no way that the Amazon Prime price would be able to cover this. Like, that price would be just too good. Like, all the stuff you already get with Amazon Prime, shipping alone, they're losing out on, is crazy. So, would I welcome it? Of course. I'll be honest. Free cell phone service, as long as it's okay, and then I get like 5 gigs of space, 100% all over this. So I wanted to cover this. And another reason I kind of want to cover it too is that it'd be interesting to see how this does. Also for like Steam Deck, or I would like to see Steam Deck or some of these other companies like partner and then get a chip inside the device so that we always have cell service and a certain amount of gigabytes a month. That'd be awesome. Just so that while we're out traveling, we can get it. Siddhanth, Amazon does not make a lot of money off their off a lot of their products. What they are is they're a loss leader in the sense of they release products to decimate the ecosystem and to continue the growth. They're like an unruly cancer almost in some ways of society. I consume Amazon a lot. I like Amazon. I also hate it, and I don't like that we rely on it so much. They are also able to not pay taxes because they invest directly back into the company. They then decimate all sorts of different economies, and whether it be local or national, in the sense, they don't decimate economies, I guess, like sections. So companies go out of business. They'll go and, book businesses are not business yet, but man, do they hurt that. They probably want to get more people signed on to Amazon Prime, more people using Amazon products. They want to grow and continually taking over sections. And then maybe once there's no one left or there's a lot less people, then they'll charge more or there's not as much competition. They're very anti-competitive. Like, it's amazing that Congress hasn't gotten involved with them yet. Siddhanth seems like a great deal for users, though. Oh, 100%. But you got to understand, a lot of us want stuff instantly right now and don't care about the predicament we're going to be in 10 years, 20 years. AI, everything else. We'll see. I'm trying not to be doomsday about this, but we do got to be a little bit careful of some of our habits that's going on right now. WCB88, one of my friends likes to call Amazon a parasite because of how fast the company grows. It's a parasite. We like it. We are always about deals and all that. We were very short-sighted and not very long reaching. Like, we don't reach out into time very far to say, hey, we need to save up this. We need to do this so that by the time we hit that point, we're not. So, yes. I could do a whole podcast series on Amazon and the woes of it. And I'm very much a consumer of it, but I try to be apprehensive about it too. I use their services, but I'm also crying about their services. So I'm the problem, and I try to cry about the cure. So I don't know if I do much. Not really for this, I guess, podcast /show/stream, whatever I do. Um, Xbox promises no full CG trailers for Fable and others at its showcases. Well, it says showcase, but I have a feeling from here on out they're going to be super weary. Now, I will say Redfall is not the best example in the sense of like what we got. They could have doctored like what Redfall came out as. They could have easily recorded what looked like good gameplay because the game doesn't play bad in certain areas. Like I've played, it seemed fine. I actually, and don't say anything, Cast Coder. I like Redfall quite a bit for the aesthetics. I have not played it much since I played it the other day with Cast Coder and Vex. I like the potential it has. I hope the IP survives or they redo it and they remake it and make it really good. It has a lot of potential. I like 4-player co-ops. I like it. I can also I get it. Horrible execution of what it could have been. The potential is a husk compared to what it could have been. It's so good. They did a good job with personalities. They did a good job with a lot of things. I think some people got they criticized the hands and other things, which is a stylistic thing that this studio has. So a lot more hate than it needed in certain areas where it already deserved so much. So it's really weird when people pile onto these things. But it's good to know that Xbox is going in with, hey, we're not doing CG. We're going to have real gameplay. We're going to be showcasing the game. But you got to remember, guys, that can be easily doctored. It's not like they can't rip out a portion of the game, let's say 2-minute demo, and we're going to work really hard on this little portion to make sure it works fine. We're going to choose a really safe area. It's really easy to do that. So let's be fair. If it's a single-player game, CG is a great way to also promote the game and get people excited. So, I mean, I want to see I wouldn't mind seeing some CG, but let's show some gameplay. This didn't show gameplay for a very long time. So, certain people, I don't know if they're in the chat, but certain people that know people in the chat got to play it way early and said was not a huge difference, I think, from when they played it to then. And it was like a year or two, 2 years, something like that, maybe 3. I threw it already into chat, but I'll do it one more time. I just want you guys to know that there's this Anchor charger. I think I recommend getting a new charger for your Steam Deck if you have a hub or whatever else. And the reason I say that, and maybe this is a little overkill, I do kind of wish I had 2 ports, but when you're trying to do certain things with the Steam Deck, even the official Steam Deck dock, some things need a little bit more power, and this will offer that to it. So I've tried to record videos and do some other stuff with my dock, with my Steam Deck. It's nice to have a little bit more oomph. So this is going to work with a lot of the older MacBook Pros that require USB-C charging. I have something similar like this that I use on my MacBook all the time. I love it. So I have 2 chargers now. I've used a 100-watt charger with my GBD Win Max 2. I use it in my Backbone system, which I do need to talk about or release the video someday, as it was a gift from them. Yeah. You also, if you have Prime, get an extra 15% off. Crazy ass, yo, what's up? Did you get your Best Buy alert for Ally? Are you talking about to buy it or to? Because I did pre-purchase it, meaning I spent money, I think, but we'll see. There's a small chance Oh, are they shipping it early? Oh, they haven't charged you yet? Oh yeah, there's a good chance I might not be able to get it. So here's the hoping. The Ally, I get the Ally, but it's gonna suck because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. I'll chat about it and see what other people do and do some responses to their stuff. But I really want to use the ROG Ally. I really want to, it really would help the channel, but yeah, coffer's a little empty, and there's a chance that my pre-order won't go through. So I thought they already charged it already, but we'll see. Okay, that's besides the point. Good deal. Recommend something like this. I honestly. I know some people don't like the Anchor platform. It has some cancellation things behind it. Not a bad brand though. Anchor and a couple other brands are great. Then we're gonna go over to the Amnesia, the Bunker. I not gonna go over this. This was from this morning. I do want to play this on the Brink channel though, so we'll see. And it's supposed to play pretty well on the Steam Deck. In fact, it looks like they're getting they're in the menu, 60 frames. It looks like some artifacting going on though. Yeah. For those who don't know, Diablo 4 runs pretty good on the Steam Deck. You just got to get it installed. I'm going to do a guide on it, I hope soon. But there's like a bunch of different guides. I want to do a guide on it with this. Yeah. Crazy. Try to see if you get Asus to let you sponsor it. So this is your type of content. I'm pretty sure they could probably let you do it. I'll contact them again, but they lied to me in Twitter. I have receipts to show up, but I'm not going to because I don't want to hurt relationships. But yeah, they said that they didn't give any units out to anyone else except for Dave 2D and Linus, and that wasn't true. Literally that same day, during the announcement, a bunch of people were able to showcase their reviews, like a bunch of reviews. I think it was, maybe it wasn't not during the announcement per se, but maybe it was. I don't know. It was around that time there was an embargo lifted. People were able to showcase their reviews. Yeah, it kind of like, I'm like, they could have just been honest. They could have been like, oh no, like you're too late for it or this or that. They just flat out told me they didn't give it to anyone else. So I was like, maybe I'll ask them again. But I need to up my the numbers on the channel a little bit more. I've been a little lax. That's why I've been getting back into this and doing a little less revealed project. Still doing the revealed project, by the way. I've been working on it. I'm working on the app portion a lot more so that other modules will come later on. I just didn't want to stress myself out trying to get too much done and not have a good product at the end of the day. So, let's not cover that. The Steam Deck is now available in Mexico. I don't know how many of you would actually be affected by this, but it is only $12,000 in Mexico and in Mexico, $10,000. That's not much. It's obviously pesos. It equates to, I think, which version? 64. I think it equates to around 600 to 650 USD, which is kind of pricey, honestly. I don't know why. I bet you they could get a version that's UK edition. Valve. Source Valve. So Valve's selling this for the UK edition, no included adapter. This is bizarre. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if this is true or not. But if you're in Mexico, maybe you can get this now without having to go through other hoops. So I don't know. Yeah. Well, it's pesos though. Crazy. So it is what it is. It's just crazy when you compare pesos to USD. The new Proton 8.4 release came out this 2 days ago. I struggle with these. Other content creators will say biggest update when it comes to these types of things or stuff like kind of like this biggest Steam Deck update, massive Steam Deck update. And it's usually not really. The games that it fixed that it works it's cool and all. It looks like it was done by people in the community too. Notes on Fall Guys: when the Epic Online Service installer is running on a clean prefix, you must hit cancel on step 2. Otherwise, Fall Guys will tell you the game is missing and files will force you to exit. Oh, interesting. So Fall Guys does work now. Cool. Oh yeah, no longer needed Fall Guys easy anti-cheat workaround. A lot of things that are important for the longevity of Proton, but I wouldn't say anything too crazy. It's always good to see a Proton update, don't get me wrong, but it's always never I don't think it's earth-shattering like a lot of people like to note in their titles. And maybe I'm being a little too harsh on people. It's just that's the reason why I don't cover this type of content too much in the stream. And the streams like today, I don't mind doing it every once in a while. It's interesting. I'd have to dig in and actually test it out myself. Sometimes they can actually break games. You can have, yeah. Um, that's not. I was going to cover AI with game development or with games and all that, but I don't think we're going to cover that today. I think we're going to cover the last thing. So give me 2 seconds, guys, as I pull up. Let's see. So, or we could always do the. We'll look at it like this, just so that I don't have to worry about anything else. I want to talk about these shells. But let's get into chat real quick. Crazy, is asking, hey, have you ever got anything from Instant Gaming website? From Instant Gaming website, like, is that a website or any gaming? I don't know quite what that is, but no, I don't think I have. Crazy, I got like 3 games from that website and spent less than $25, and there were good games to nuts. Man, oh, interesting. I have not. It's kind of like a little bit of a. What are you gonna get? Bundles, mystery bundles and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I've not done anything cool. I've done it on Fanatical. So Fanatical has some bundles. Sometimes I win them. Sometimes they're like $1. I will do those sometimes because they're kind of fun and they're cheap. So, but Instant Gaming, let's give it a look. See. Oh, interesting. Is this another like type of Fanatical kind of thing? So wait. Chad, I like Bones Coffee. Oh, that's right. I was going to have a banner. I need to get a banner on the stream that actually has sponsors that kind of flashes. Yeah, I really like Bones Coffee. I think try getting the sample pack and just see if you like it. Some people love it. Some people think it's not enough flavor. It's meant to be infused. It's not supposed to be intense. It's pretty good. It's pretty. I like their coffee quite a bit. Yeah, no, it seems honestly pretty good. Seems a little on par with Fanatical, but I'd have to compare. So you said you bought a bunch of games for $25, or did you bought a bundle? It is a little bit pricier coffee though. I will say that, Chad or Cat. How much? Chad, Cat. How much is in the bag for the samples? I'm looking and had some I really want to try. Make sure to use the URL below in the description if you're into wanting to try some Bones Coffee. I guess we could do a little bit of a sponsor break. They're not really I have an affiliate system. I've asked them for. I've worked to work with them. Ooh, the Electric Unicorn cold brew latte. I'd love to try that. It sounds expensive though. Yeah. So 5 4-ounce bags for 30. Wow, they've gone up in a little bit. It is $33, so it is a little pricey, but you get to try it. If you want like good coffee that's a little pricey, this is fine. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck for coffee, I'd be a little careful with this one, but most boutique coffee shops are going to be around this price. So, my favorite flavors are strawberry cheesecake. In fact, they changed their bags. Interesting, in the sense of their 5 sample bags. They had different things in here before when I have had it. Cookies and cream's really good. The Cinnabon is good enough if you get the right creamer to match it. Let's see here. Electric Unicorn. Oh, I was hoping that they would go to they're 12-ounce bags. Well, they have a spider one now. Crispy marshmallow treats. That actually sounds really good. What the Fluff wasn't actually too bad. It's cotton candy. It was actually pretty good. It's not too bad, but the strawberry cheesecake one's great. Irish cream's pretty good. Electric Unicorn is one of my favorites. It tastes kind of like they changed the flavor a little bit, so we'll see. I'll try it again a little bit. It's like Fruity Pebbles, though. I love Fruity Pebbles. Peaches and Scream is an interesting one. It's not bad. If you like peaches, you'll like that. It's infused with a peach flavor. They do have a bourbon one that's really good. I really liked it, but it is pricey, and I think they're sold out a lot. Oh, no, they're not sold out right now, though. The bourbon barrel aged is really good. I'm just shocked. I'm not really a big bourbon person, but it's the type of barrels they use is why it's called bourbon. It's really good. It is pricey though. So if you're wanting to like really treat yourself every once in a while, that's a cup of coffee for you. Okay, call it. Crazy. Let's get back to you, Crazy. So yeah, Crazy got some really good deals on Wolfenstein Avengers, Doom 2016, and Dead Cell. Not bad. During sales, though, you can get Doom 2016 for like $3 in a lot of these websites, I think, now. So I'm glad that you were able to get some good deals, Crazy. And honestly, yeah, guys, if you want, it sounds like Instant Gaming is pretty legit. So yeah, if you want another place to look for good deals, go to Instant Gaming. Looks like they even have Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo there too, which is awesome. I like to see that. Chad, the strawberry cheesecake caught my eye. Yeah, it's pretty good. Watching it just went to Bones Coffee ad. That's funny because I better be getting money for that. I guess I am if it's during the stream. What's the website you jump on for games for cheap? I tend to go to Green Man Gaming or Fanatical, but this looks really good too. Not really a loyalist, but if you use like if you want to help support the channel, ref equals games revealed. If you just add this to the end of anything that you're gonna get, I get a cutback. I also do games and stuff in the description below with this type of thing. Now, this is where I go to. I'm not saying it's any better. It has some fun stuff every once in a while, like Mystery Keys, Street Fighter. You get some pretty good price things here too. Sometimes it's good to shop around. So, yeah, crazy. I kind of figured. Okay, let's stop with all this mentioning monies and all that. I'm not trying to chill out. Just trying to feed my poor puppy who's starving. He only gets 1 meal a week, and he has to go get it from the person down the street. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've never heard of instant gaming, but it's not a bad one at all. Shell-wise, which one would you guys get? Definitely, I'd have to see this one. I don't like the way that one looks. But we got red, and I like the sheen that it has. It's like a matte, but then it still has like a sheen to it. We'll have to really see it in person, though. So I need to contact him. Wolf, we need to remember to contact him and see if we can get a couple of cases. If I can get a couple, I'll try some and I'll give you whatever you want, Wolf, if we can get a couple. White, I honestly not the biggest fan of white I like black. It's one of my favorites. This still looks pretty good. I like this. Does it have full button? I didn't even notice. I think it has button replacements too. Holy shit. That's pretty cool. The red one is just too red. I'd have a friend that would love that, though. The white one, he'd also like the white one. In fact, he would probably buy the red and white. In fact, getting the red and white one, mixing those would be uber awesome. I think they're going to make a lot of money as long as they can have a good kit. Speaking of, if you guys want one of these shells, would you be willing to pay someone for it? Would you do it yourself or whatever? I'm kind of curious to see how people, because I know some people like, I'd love it, but I don't want to do it myself. I'm afraid I'd break my deck, all that other stuff. I'm thinking about adding it to the onlysteamdeck.com options. I've stopped selling accessories there and started going to more just the services, but I'm in the middle of redesigning the website to not cost more money than it already was. At the end of the day, I made some money off of it, but then the fees from Shopify pretty much nullified that. really crappy. I didn't promote it well enough, but there's reasons behind that. Wood, I honestly don't mind this wood one. I think it's actually pretty cool. I'm not always the big. Maybe I'm just getting old. The wood panel, yeah, I'd be a little careful promoting that one, Wolf. I don't mind people going to onlysteamdeck.com, but I'm only offering services, and the services can take up to a month to finish out. So, yeah, crazy. I'm not. Yeah, there's a lot of DIY videos out there. No, and that's the thing. Like, but some people just don't want to do it themselves. So I offer services to help with those types of people. They are kind of expensive, but at the end of the day, to get it shipped, worked on, and everything and all the parts, it does cost money. This one, while it looks kind of weird, it looks worn. I'd really like their image makes it look really kind of weird. I like it. I'd get this for like a games revealed kind of style. This is potentially the one I'll go with.
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, it has my video in it. The clear black, actually, I'm not the biggest fan of transparent cases and all that. I do like this one a little bit more than the purple, the clear purple. Even though I've mentioned in the past in my Twitter that the metallic, the metallic purple or the clear purple, I actually really like this one. The white one is not bad either, but I don't know, something about the transparency on the black one. This one right here, I just like a little bit more. The purple one, very retro, very cool in its own right. It also makes me think of cheap controllers from back in the 90s and 2000s. I've had a couple of controllers. I've used other people's controllers, and every time I used the purple ones that were atomic purple, they weren't great. So I have a little bit of a negative association with that. Oh my gosh. What are all these clips that we're going through? Did we go? We didn't go through everything, did we? Oh, that's it. That's all we have. So, Chad, I think the red and white one looks nice. Yeah. I could see you liking that kind of mixed up, right? Forts are comfy. I love the clear black. Yeah, Wolf agreed. Black like my soul. Oh my gosh. Like your emo soul. Isn't that what we considered you, Wolf, as the emo? Crazy. I don't think she did pre-order it. Chad, yes, I slept there last night with her. Da-dun-da-dun. Oh, yeah, you're talking to Wolf. Sorry. Chad lied. The purple one is nice and don't hate. I love those controllers. I don't know, man. The controllers, I like some of them were good, but the third-party controllers that I got were always kind of garbage. I need to get the D-Brands universal mount. I still haven't done that yet, but again, reasons. Side streets, I just ordered the D-Brands Kill Switch universal mount, which is awesome. I need to do the same someday. There's a good chance. I did pre-order the Ally, but there's a good chance I might not be able to pick it up now. Hopefully later down the road, but it might be past the news cycle, so I'm a little worried about that. We'll see. I really do want to get it. The D-Brand Kill Switch universal mount, though, I might be able to get. I need to contact D-Brand and see if they'll actually give me one. So I probably help them sell a lot of stuff. I feel like some creators just didn't promote D-Brand much. They didn't like D-Brand, but I like D-Brand. They can be a little D-baggish, but D-Brand, kind of in the name. EA Sports, it's in the name. It's in the game. It's in the something. I don't know. So, who here, I want, like, Wolf, let's throw up a poll. Who here is going to be getting a shell replacement for their Steam Deck? Do 3 different options. Do yes, no, replace it myself. So the yes and the replace it myself will be the yes, but I want to know who wants to replace it and who. Like, well, I guess you could do replace it myself, have a service. No, maybe we could do that. I don't know, or we could just yes no. I'm curious who's going to be getting a case and who's not. I am eventually going to get a case. I'm hoping to get a case for free so that I can do content on it, or else it's going to take me a little bit longer, and I'll do other content. Elma, you had it. No, you had it right. It's in the game. EA Sports is in the game. It is what it is. I haven't played it. So I used to know that really. I obviously know kind of how it sounds, but I haven't been playing EA Sports in a long time. It feels very liberating to not feel like I'm getting milked out of my money every year for the same thing, literally. Crazy. I would love replacing and doing stuff like that as you for like a job kind of thing. Yeah. Honestly, this would be a pretty fun gig to do. Yeah, I'm looking to potentially offer this as a service too. Very time consuming though. Selling, like doing all this is very time consuming. So I'd love to get like a bunch of them and then do it. You know how I know I just finished playing Def Jam Vendetta today. Oh, yeah. Nice. Def Jam Vendetta. I haven't heard of that in a little bit. Yeah, that's an EA game too. Yep. We're at the tail end of this. I don't know if Wolf's available to do the poll. I can't do polls from where I'm at. So, it is what it is. Anything else you guys want to share with me? This is the tail end. You can ask any questions about the Steam Deck, about anything, any recommendations. You can ask me anything. AMA, well, almost anything. In reason, and I'll try to answer the best I can. Or if there's anything you want to share, we can go look at. Let me know too. Side Streets, I have been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6 on the Steam Deck. It plays well. That's what I've heard. I've heard it plays pretty well on there. I'm glad that they optimized the game well enough. Thanks, Wolf. You are awesome. It's gonna make me log in. We'll let this run a little bit longer. I can't see people's text when this is available, which is really annoying. So, yeah, Street Fighter 6. In fact, let's see some Street Fighter 6. It's going to be like, you're a degenerate. It's going to keep on recommending degenerate stuff to be on the Games Revealed stuff. Ooh. Does he actually show gameplay, though? I like Jack Balladino quite a bit. I just want to see some... It really goes over the top. So if you can't stand melons and mussels, you're not going to like the game. I like how over the top it is, how bright it is. My wife, I think, would actually like this. So Susie, I think, would also really like this game. She likes what is it? Injustice. She really likes the Injustice series quite a bit. I think she would like this too. I will have to say, some parts of it feel a little too cartoony, but well, not cartoony. Like, I feel like they could have done a little better with maybe health bars and all that. It was a little bit, I don't know. But this is the first fighting game I've actually been excited to want to play. I'm gonna wait until sale goes on before I play it, or get a copy of it. I'm really excited for this though. Anyone else want to throw their vote in? I just want to see chat. Hold on.
Now you understand. Don't underestimate me.
Round 2. Fight.
Let's see here. crazy. I think the game has a campaign mode as well as you might you can fight people in the streets while you're walking around in missions or something like that as well. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Crazy. They really changed the game up on the changed a lot up on the game. That's what I've heard. I've heard really good things about this game. People really like it, and I'm really excited to see how this rolls. So. I don't know. Can you hear this? Do I? Probably hear this. I'm sorry if you can hear it. I don't know what they're saying. So yeah, there we go. With that being said, we're at the tail end of this. Yeah. WCB, I remember playing Street Fighter in the arcade as a kid. Oh yeah, same here. That's the thing. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and Tekken are probably my 3 games that I remember the most. Street Fighter I played a lot with at my friend's house, and at the arcade. Same with Mortal Kombat. And then I had a PlayStation, so I played a lot of Tekken. I also played a lot of Mortal Kombat on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 2 I think, and maybe 3. So this. So weird. So yeah, exactly, crazy. And WCB. I feel like with smartphones, but they're so buff. Like, it is disgusting buff. It's funny, but great. Killer Instinct. I did not play Killer Instinct much. I saw a little bit of it. There's one other one. What's the Nintendo one? I think it's not just on Nintendo, but it's the one I played on Nintendo. I think there's one other one I can't remember, but it's pretty good too. So with that, we got some votes in. I'm going to close this poll out. I don't know if people care as much. Thank you, Wolf, for doing it. This is the poll results with 4 people chiming on in. We have 2 people for yes, DIY, 1 person for they want to use a service, and then 1 person for no, they will not be upgrading it, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. That people don't want. I mean, sometimes it's just great to the black case. The Steam Deck looks fine. Some people aren't all about the aesthetics, and they want to see maybe put more money into the SD card, not an SD card, I guess, or an NVMe SSD. So with that, I will be playing Diablo 4 in 15 minutes on the Brink's channel. YouTube. So it's youtube.com/@th3brink. The Brink. We'll be going over there very shortly. So thank you guys for watching. Check out my other game videos, whatever it is, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Later. Peace out. Check out the. We can make a community post. We could. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We should make a community poll, Wolf, on also to see what people would do. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.